Now, you're living in your office. You've been living in your office for 2 years now in the House of Representatives?
No, I live in Alpine, Utah. That's where my home is.
Oh, that's your answer on your tax return, right? Because have you filed on your 2009 tax return, have you filed the equivalent income you have in effect received by illegally living for free in a federal building?
I reject the whole premise of what you're saying there. I live in Alpine, Utah. That's my home.
Where are you sleeping tonight? Where are you sleeping tonight?
I work here in Washington, D.C. Well, they asked me to come to the floor at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure I'm going to be sleeping anywhere tonight because we're going through this continuing resolution.
Congressman, you have given yourself.
That is the reality. The reality is I will not necessarily go to sleep tonight.
Congressman, you have seized, you have illegally seized from the federal taxpayer a personal income benefit that saves you the rent money that you would pay in Washington, like all of your fellow congressmen who are responsible, who pay rent in Washington. How much money do you save by not paying rent in Washington? Would you say you save $20,000 a year off your $175,000 salary?
Oh, it depends on month to month. I mean,
do you declare that savings as income, as you are legally obliged to do, or are you sleeping in your office as a tax criminal?
I reject the whole premise of your question and the way you phrased it. I am trying to save money for myself, my family. I'm trying to lead a fiscally
responsible. So you are deriving additional personal income of your $174,000 of house income. You get to save more of it as you sleep in the office. Have you declared that additional income benefit on your tax return with a dollar figure?
The way you phrase it, absolutely not. I'm trying to be fiscally responsible for my family. I live in Alpine, Utah. It's where my mortgage is.
Have you sought an advisory opinion from the IRS that it is a legal tax behavior of yours to not declare that as income?
I have not sought a tax opinion from the IRS.
Would you seek an advisory letter from the IRS as to whether or not you can derive that additional in-kind income from the House of Representatives without declaring it on your tax return?
I have not sought to do that.
Will you seek to do it? Tomorrow, write a letter to the IRS director and ask for an advisory opinion.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, we will ask for that advisory opinion for you, Congressman. And by the way, $174,000, does your wife have any income, or is that your total family income?
Total family income.
And you cannot afford on $174,000 a way to live in Washington legally without becoming a tax criminal in the process.
Boy, you got up on the right side of the bed, didn't you? Look, I'm trying to be a responsible family man. I'm trying to do the right thing for me and my family.
How much is your housing in Alpine, Utah? How much is your monthly housing nut? $1,500?
No, it's about $2,000. My mortgage is about $2,000.
And that's deductible. That interest is deductible.
Well, look, I've got to make personal choices for me and my family. I'm trying not to go into debt.
You're trying to make the most money you can. You're trying to make the most money you can from the House of Representatives by sleeping on your sofa and not declaring the additional, in effect, income benefit you get from it.
I'm trying to be as responsible as I can for the Chaffetz family. I'm trying not to go into debt. I have a mortgage payment and I have a car payment. And other than that, I try to avoid all the consumer debt that I possibly can.
Do you think your fellow House members who pay rent in Washington are more responsible about this than you are?
No, they got to make choices for themselves. I'm one of dozens who do what I do, and on both sides of the aisle. And we're just trying to be frugal.
Have you checked with any of your colleagues about whether they filed the benefit on their income tax return?
I have no. No, it's none of my business.
So as far as you know, the rest of them are tax criminals too.
No, that's ridiculous.
All right, Congressman Jason Chaffetz, get straight with the IRS, Republican of Utah. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.